Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone. And just like the promo said, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. So with that, let's dive right on in. And as always, I'm your girl, Candy. So first up, let's talk about Garcelle Beauvais is shading Lisa Rinna, and Lisa Rinna is weighing in or clarifying on whether or not her family is going to have a new reality TV show or not, and more drama that is going down. All right, so let's start with Garcelle Beauvais shading Lisa Rinna. So this is from Reality Blurb. Garcelle Beauvais revealed how Lisa Rinna's absence has impacted the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Wednesday as she attended the 4-year anniversary party for Sutton Stracke's boutique. Before dishing on Denise Richards returning to filming and addressing whether or not Kathy Hilton will also be back. Garcelle got a bit shady before admitting that the ladies of the series are far less divided without Rinna around. Is she gone? Garcelle asked Page 6 on March 29th, stirring the pot with her former castmate. I think we're less divided for sure. I think there's less division. I think we're all more open to really forming a friendship and seeing where that goes, she continued. So I feel like everybody's doing that, which is cool. Side note. Do you think that means that Garcelle is kind of open to being friends with Erica? Like, we know everything Erica has done. She cussed out her son. She posted the picture of when Lisa Rinna threw her book in the trash. She probably was in on Botgate to some extent. But this seems to me like Garcelle is saying she's probably open to exploring where it could go with Erica. Now, there have been multiple reports on this. Some reports are like, the whole cast is against Erika Jayne. They're trying to ice her out. And then other reports are Erika Jayne is making up with Crystal. She's making up with Sutton. Garcelle saying everybody's being less divisive and they really want to form these friendships. So we'll see where that goes. And also put it down below, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, I personally don't want to see an Erika Jayne and Garcelle friendship. Not that I want the show to be dark or anything, but there's just certain lines that people cross that you just can't come back from. And to me, that would be disrespecting my children. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. Put it down below. Okay. Garcelle then clarified that her comments were, quote, not to say there's no drama, but we're trying, she added, noting that it's great to have Denise back on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We had a really great dinner the other night, and she put her stamp on things, Garcelle teased. Garcelle also spoke to Access Hollywood at the event, gushing over her close friend Sutton. It's a special night. Anytime I can support her, she supports me. I mean, it's so easy. We have the best time, Garcelle explained. Now, before we get more into it, let's talk about the whole Denise thing, okay? So there were like rumors and reports that Denise really wanted to come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because she's strapped for cash. Like, we do know that her husband, what's his name? Her husband, Aaron, has, I think it's like $160K lawsuit against him or settlement against him or something like that. And he was asking for more money, or not more money, for more time to pay. But my gut says that Denise herself isn't strapped for cash. I feel like she's been in a ton of movies. I feel like she manages her money well. She's Charlie Sheen's ex. I don't think that Denise herself is strapped for cash. I think it's more she wants to come back to, like, not redeem herself, but kind of to redeem herself, because I think she feels she let Lisa Rinna, like, best her. She wasn't really prepared on how to handle the Real Housewives. She wasn't really prepared for how Lisa Rinna was going to stab her in the back with the whole Brandy thing. And I think Denise wants to come back to really, like, redeem herself and to be like, no, I'm not going to let this bully get the best of me. And she wants to come back and, like, save face. That's why I think Denise wants to come back, not because of any money issues. But let's keep going. All right. And put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. In recent years, Garcelle and Sutton have gotten so close that Sutton has become like an aunt to Garcelle's sons. Jax will text her. Jax need a recommendation for something. He emailed Sutton. I mean, she's like Auntie Sutton, Garcelle revealed. So cute. As the cast, including rumored newbie Anne-Marie Wiley, attended Sutton's bash on Wednesday, Garcelle suspected that drama could ensue. It'll never be smooth. It'll never be smooth, she said of the ladies' dynamic. Okay, now this is the thing. So Anne-Marie Wiley has been rumored to be the new housewife coming back, or the new housewife being cast on the show. She is, I believe his name is Marcus Wiley. He's an ex-NFL player. She's his wife, and she's also an anesthesiologist. Now, I wonder why she's saying that there could be drama, that Anne-Marie is attending Sutton's bash, because I don't know if this means anything, but we read into everything. It said that the entire cast was like engaging with Anne-Marie on Instagram, except for Sutton and Erica. So I wonder if there's something brewing between Sutton and Anne-Marie. I don't know what it could be. I don't know what it is. Who knows? There was also some backlash with Anne-Marie because her husband, Marcus, came out about, transgendered students or athletes, whether or not that they should be allowed to compete against non-transgendered people. So for example, if you have, a non-transgender woman who's born a woman at birth, is it fair for her to have to compete against a person who was born male at birth and transitioned into a woman? Is that fair biologically, or whatever the case is? He wasn't talking about human rights. He was just saying, hey, is that fair? So there was that debate, and they support Candace Owens. So a lot of that came up. I don't know. Do we care about people's political beliefs? Do we care if they're Republican? Do we care if they're Democratic? Do we care if they're conservative? Do we care if they're liberal? Does that play a factor into how we feel about them as housewives? And I also wanted to point out that those were her husband's beliefs. She may share them, she may not. Not all couples share the same exact beliefs. So I found it interesting that they brought up so much about Anne-Marie's husband and his thoughts on transgendered, women and men, but I didn't see anywhere where she said anything. So I want to be careful with that, because sometimes, it's like, oh, the husband said something, so everybody thinks that, but she has her own mind. We'll see. Again, to be honest, when it comes to Anne-Marie, I'm not that excited. I just have a gut feeling she's not going to be a fit. I feel like she's going to be flat. I just don't think she's going to hit. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope she fits in great. I hope the chemistry is great. I hope the energy is popping and booming. I hope it's a great cast. I hope everybody's, on one and just ready to go. I hope so. But off the bat, my gut, she seems a bit boring. She seems a little flat to me, if that makes sense. Like, she's kind of giving like Teddy vibes. Like, okay, want, next. And, but I could be wrong. But let's keep going. It'll never be smooth, she said of the ladies' dynamics. She then fired back at Rinna for suggesting season 13 would be boring without her. It is absolutely not boring at all, Garcelle insisted. I think we're really having fun and building our friendship and relationships, which is really cool, so it's nice. I agree with that. I think it's going to be really refreshing to see the women without Rinna, because then we're going to see them without certain alliances, without so much of the work showing, because when Rinna was there, and I hope Kyle takes note on this, it just really seemed like the work was showing a lot. You know what I mean? The work really was showing, and it's just like, we don't want to see these scripted moments, these pretenses, this, that, and the third, fake drama, girl bye. So I'm excited for that, and I do think it's going to be interesting seeing all of the OGs back. Like Camille is coming back, and Denise is coming back, and who else has been filming? A bunch of other people have been filming too. Cynthia, they were saying, is even filming. So we'll see. Let's keep going. As for her own storyline, Garcelle said viewers will get to see a little bit more personal, get to see a little bit more personal in terms of her and her dynamics with her boys. But when it comes to dating, she's keeping that off camera. There isn't anybody that I want to bring on, because the minute I bring somebody on, then it's solidified. So we're not doing that. I'm dating. There's not a single person. There's a few people. I'm having fun, she explained. Now, I love you, Garcelle, but I disagree with this. I think it would be so fun and so interesting to actually see you dating. Like, nobody says you have to get married or engaged to these people. Like, I actually think, like, how Sutton brings us in on her dates. I actually think it would be really cool to see you dating. What happens on Friday night with Mike? What happens on Saturday night with John? What happens on Sunday date with Tom? Like, whatever it is. Like, I would actually love to see you dating. I think that would be such an interesting facet in your life. I personally think all the housewives should share their romantic lives, whether they're single, whether they're married, whether they're divorced, whether they're going through divorce, whether they're planning a wedding, whether they're dating multiple people. I think that should be a prerequisite. I'm more interested in their dating lives and their love lives as a quote housewife than I am in their little like buy my new water, buy my new serum, buy my new whatever, go watch my new movie. We get it. You're booked and you're busy and you have all these brands and side projects. But what about you, the person? If I want to watch a show about entrepreneurs, I'll go watch Bethany Frankel on TikTok, try and sell, weird stuff on TikTok. I want to watch about your life, the decadence, the luxury, and yes, the dating. So I think that this is a really big missed opportunity for Garcelle. I think that it would be in her best interest. And I don't know if you're listening to this, Garcelle, I love you. And I think that it would be in your best interest if you did open up and let us into your dating life. That would be so cool and so interesting. And we would get to see a different side of you. So nobody says you have to bring somebody on and get married. Girl, you can just, go on your dates and show us your dating life. I think that would be really interesting. Put it down below. What do you guys think? Let's keep going. Looking back at Kyle Richards' weed dinner, which featured CBD and THC-infused dishes, Garcelle said the group gathering was the most fun she's ever had. It was wild, she added, confirming that she didn't partake because she has to be a role model to her kids. Also, during the interview, Garcelle addressed Kathy's status on the show. I don't know, she admitted. I mean, obviously, it would be great to have her back. I think also it would create a lot of drama for Kyle. I think they have to work out on their own before they can probably work it out on TV. That would be my guess. It's too deep now. It's not like a spat, so it's too deep for me to get into it. All right, this is the thing. When it comes to, I want Kathy back. I think she's great. She's a vibe. She's so much fun. She's Queen Kathy. I'm totally here for it. I would love for not like an actual spinoff, but maybe for like a special or something like that. I would love for Kim, Kyle, and Kathy to do like a sisters healing weekend retreat, long weekend retreat or something with like Ivana Fix My Life or somebody like that. And they really dive deep into their family trauma and their wounds and all of that stuff, not to re-traumatize or not to re-wound, but to heal. And I think it should be just the three of them. Whether they do it on camera or off, I think they just need to do that. Come together, have professional people there, and really hash out the stuff. Because I'm really sick and tired of seeing these family dramas. Like on Jersey, I'm trying to watch Jersey now because some of my candy canes want me to report on it. But like, I'm so tired of watching family trauma and drama. Like, I don't want to watch that. It's a lot. It's taxing. It's draining. It's an energy suck. So I would want them to do a little retreat or whatever, hopefully on camera so we can see. And the three of them to like really just put it on the table and just hash it out. Because they all are over 50 years old and they're still beefing and doing stuff like they're 10. Like there has to come a point where somebody has to grow up and say, listen, we're grown women, we're sisters, we need to just put this to bed once and for all. I think that would be really, really interesting. Not like a whole spinoff, maybe just like a special episode or a special two-parter or something like that. I would love to see that. Put it down below. All right, now let's go into Lisa Rinna clarifying if her family's going to get a reality show. And she also talks about her weird viral page boy wig because she's doing the absolute most. Okay. This is a reality blurb. It says the star's family is equally famous and includes her actor husband, Harry Hamlin, and model daughters, Amelia and Delilah, all of who were featured on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Speaking with Page Six's virtual reality TV podcast, Lisa addressed the rumors that her family is set to film the new show. That's not true. None of that's true, she said. I don't know where somebody got that. Oh, Lisa, we probably got it from, I don't know, you. You planted so many stories about your, quote, new projects. that the only real projects you're doing is prancing around, fashion weeks, not getting paid to look like an idiot. Not to be mean or anything, but that's the truth. Like, you weren't getting paid for what you were doing, maybe a little something here and there, but they weren't paying you like that. You lied over the holidays and said you had a new movie. You remember she said on her Instagram, oh, nothing like bringing in the new year, booking a new movie. What new movie? We're in April, boo-boo. What new movie were you talking about? And also, didn't you say Harry Hamlin was getting his own cooking show? Where's that at? You put it out there that your family was going to get a new reality show. Where is that at? Now you have to backtrack it because nobody wanted to buy it, right? Also, weren't you supposed to get your own podcast called Owning It or Own It with Rinna, but nobody wanted that either? Okay, let's keep going. The star, however, said she'd perhaps consider the idea in the future. Listen, I never say no to anything, so I would never say I will never do something, but that is not true. Basically, you put it out there, nobody took a bite, and so you want to just keep it out there just in case they change their mind. In March, Lisa teased the possibility of speaking with CR Fashion Book. However, on the recent podcast interview, Lisa explained that she and her family don't have time for such a project. My family's really busy right now. I'm not sure I could even get anybody to do a show with me, said Lisa. They're all working so much and so busy that I'm not sure we could even be in the same place to do a show, which is great. Girl, you're not in the same place to do a show because there was also the blind item that you and Harry had to pay the girls to even show up on the red carpet events. And then when you do show up at the events together, you get so much backlash, like the creepy pictures between Harry and Amelia and Delilah that surfaced. That was weird. Ugh. Addressing her daughter Delilah's new singing career, the mother of two expressed, she's always had a great voice. It's not something that anybody has really known, and we've always known it. I'm so happy that she's doing something with it and finally releasing a song. And she did her own video. She did it all on her own with her own people. Oh, wow. So she was an adult? Okay. Next. And I'm doing this all on my own with my own people. Girl, bye. Harry and I know nothing about the music industry, so this has been really fun to watch, and we're so proud. And I think the song is amazing, Lisa continued, referring to Delilah's single, Nothing Lasts Forever. I think it gets in your head instantly. I love the video. I think it's really vulnerable. Well, you know what's really vulnerable? Is your daughters on TikTok and Instagram and wherever the hell else talking about they have like 25 different diseases. And I'm not shading the girls on this. I'm not shading the actual daughters on this. It's just weird to me that, I don't know, like if anybody I loved was on social media talking like this, saying that they needed trauma therapy and their parents wouldn't pay for it, and crying and overdosing and having EDs and saying that they have like 5 different diseases, I would be like, maybe we need to like get you some help, not dropping an LP. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, we're so booked and busy. I would be like, yeah, we're booked and busy at the doctor's office. Just something seems really off to me. Really, really weird and off. Really, really weird and off. All right, you guys. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, then Lisa says the page boy wig that flipped everybody out. They don't know what to do with that, said Lisa. I would have never guessed that little page boy wig would have created such a stir. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about Garcelle, shading Lisa Rinna, being like, we're fine. The drama is here. Now we actually now we get to have real friendships. Do you think that includes Erica Jane? What do you think about the new housewife, Anne Marie? Do you think she's going to be a good fit or not? And what about Lisa Rinna and the lies? So before we dive into our next story, you know what to do. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and share, and join our newsletter. It is linked down below. So with that, let's move on to our next story. All right, so this one is all about Jax Taylor going in on Raquel. We'll just call her Rachel, going in on Rachel and spilling some reunion tea, okay? And can she get in trouble? Because remember, it seemed like she called the paparazzi on herself. Let's get into it. This is from Reality Blurb. It says, Jax Taylor believes Raquel Leviss left Vanderpump Rules producers, quote, fuming after she seemingly spoiled the reunion with a nail salon interview. On the latest episode of his and Brittany Cartwright's new podcast, Jax pointed out that Raquel was under a contract when she addressed several hot topics, including her affair with Tom Sandoval, Ariana Madix's response to her apology, and her temporary restraining order against Sheena Shea. As Brittany noted that Jax would have been in serious trouble had he done such a thing. He says, the fact that Raquel, literally hours before the reunion, decided to sit down in front of a nail salon and just dish on everything that we're supposed to talk about at the reunion, not only just to sit in front of a random nail salon like you're doing this for free, he began on the April 4th episode of When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany. And not only that, you signed a contract. According to Jax, he doesn't understand why Raquel's team would have allowed her to participate in the TMZ interview, which Brittany said looked set up, and why they allowed Raquel to reveal so much. Side note, I agree. I think the guy that Rachel was talking to, his name is Joshua, and he's from TMZ, and I think he's been like assigned to Vanderpumps because he's also interviewed Tom Sandoval, he's interviewed Ariana, he's like really made the rounds, and it seemed super, super set up. Like basically her and her team was like, blah, 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 yo, TMZ, we're going to be in front of, this Bloom nail salon, come talk to, Raquel, get the scoop. Seemed super, 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 super set up. Like how did they know that she was at a random nail salon? Okay. Let's keep going. I want to know if she keeps claiming that she has this team. What team would allow you to do that? He wondered. Well, we know that her PR team fired her. They dropped her. Both PR teams did. So maybe the only team that she has is her parents, I guess, and the lawyers, I guess. I don't know if she's still managed by anybody or if she has an agent. The last time I saw, everything was kind of like wiped on her Instagram of any like contact information from anybody outside of herself. So I don't really know if she has a team anymore. Who knows? Let's keep going. I've been in TV for a long time. I know how production works, he continued. To go in front of a camera and just spew everything, literally hours before the reunion, they must have been fuming. In fact, Jax believes producers could take legal action against Raquel for her tea-spilling sit-down. How do you not press charges against her? Lawsuits, he asked? Because the amount of press this is getting and everyone's leading up to the interview, like this is a big deal. There's a lot of money going into this. So for her to just spew all of this information, like why would you watch the reunion now? In revealing her status with Sandoval and answering questions about her past romance with Tom Shorts, Jax said Raquel was basically giving away storylines from a show that has so much buzz. If they ask you not to talk about it, you can get sued for a lot of money, he explained. Everybody's getting ready for the reunion, right? Everybody's so pumped about it, this and that, and then someone spoils it. Just think of how many people you're going to piss off. So I don't know the details of how much trouble she's going to get into for this, but there has to be some ramifications. Also during the episode, after Brittany said the cast had to have separate trailers for the reunion, and out of that production had to be so pissed off, Jax recalled a past conversation he had with Shorts. I go, how was it? He's like, it's the worst I've ever been a part of. Jax shared, I go, how did it go for you? He's like, well, it was bad for me, but I've never seen or heard anything like what has happened. Now, this is the thing. I think production is pissed at Raquel for a couple of reasons. Yes, one, for that forced, faked, phony sit down she did with TMZ right before, where she did just sort of spill it all. As we've seen with Sandoval, he keeps going, no comment, I can't talk about that, no comment, no comment, no comment. Even with like Lala and Sheena, when they're on their podcast, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. That's why Kristen Doty, she's like, well, I don't have a contract. I can talk about it. So Kristen Doty would talk about stuff, but the other girls won't because they're on contract. So he definitely has a point there. The other reason why I think production is pissed is because Rachel went litigious. As we know, the networks and the studios and productions, they don't like it when their talent is suing other talent. The fact that she had the temporary restraining order against Sheena Shea, they're not going to like that, and then the whole circus of the reunion having to have different trailers, this whole she can't be here when she's here, that's a lot of time and that's also a lot of money. All of the logistics of the BS And then for all of it to turn out that Raquel was lying about the whole thing, Scheana never punched her. They can't be happy about that. They can't be happy about that. So I think there might be some things where even if they want to bring her back, I don't even know if they would. But then again, with ratings and everything, they'd probably be just like, yeah, we don't like you, but we're going to use you. We're going to use you for, ratings, clicks, and views. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Let me know what you guys think. And then speaking of the Vanderpump Rules reunion, let's get a little bit more reunion tea. This says, from Reality Blurb, sources share what went down at Vanderpump Rules reunion, where Tom Sandoval and Raquel stand, plus their future on the show. Okay, let's get some more tea. Tom Sandoval and Raquel brought plenty of drama to the Vanderpump Rules reunion taping last week. Okay, last week. 1 second. Okay. Last week. After the revealing of their affair... Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay. After the revealing of their affair earlier this month, Sandoval and Raquel were forced to face off with their castmates as an emotional Sandoval discussed the start of their relationship and several verbal jabs were thrown. Tensions were so high that Andy Cohen ultimately had to separate two cast members before a fight could happen, an insider revealed to E! News of the 5-hour taping. It really felt like it was a full cast versus Tom and Raquel, as it should have been. Now, side note, there's been speculation about who were the two cast members. Was it James versus Tom Sandoval? Was it James versus Tom Schwartz? Was it Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval? Jax said it was boys. It was two of the boys. That's what Jax said. We'll see. We'll see what happens on who it is. I think it's going to be James and somebody. It's either going to be James and Sandoval or James and Schwartz. That's what I think. But put it down below. Let me know what you guys think, okay? All right, let's keep going. Tom and Raquel admitted their affair started as a hookup and wasn't a relationship right away, the source continued. Sandoval was really emotional and regretful. Tom, were you emotional and regretful because of what you did or because of the way in which you got caught and now all the backlash that you have? But you're also being very delusional about everything, so who knows? Let's keep going. Meanwhile, despite showing her emotions, Ariana kept her cool. She cried but came prepared to talk too, the insider revealed. During the taping of the Pump Rules reunion, Raquel and Scheana Shay were forced to film separately due to the restraining order Raquel filed against Scheana after allegedly getting punched by her co-star, which Scheana denies. As we know, Raquel was lying. We know what went down with that. She didn't even show up. Scheana said in court that Raquel had grabbed her wrist and then she pushed her off of her, saying, don't touch me, don't grab me, whatever it is. So Raquel was actually the person who initiated physical contact, and Scheana was just the one who ended it by saying, get off me. There was no punch, there was no fight, just a lot of Rachel really just doing the absolute most, wasting people's time, wasting the court's time, wasting people's money, all of that. Let's keep going. As for the future of Sandoval and Raquel's romance, a second insider told E! News that the couple hasn't yet put any sort of label on their relationship. They are giving one another the space to figure out things in their own lives right now before making any sort of call on where they stand, the insider explained, with another source saying that they are aware of the pain they caused and know they need to focus on what drove them to make these decisions first and foremost. I mean, that's a bunch of BS, because we see every other day in TMZ, Raquel spotted leaving Ariana and Tom's house. Tom spotted picking up Ariana at her West Hollywood apartment, taking her to the airport. Spotted. So are they giving each other space because they know that they both were horrible people? Or are they being hella disrespectful and having Raquel come into Ariana's house when she's filming her movie? Sure, I get it. It's Tom's house too. Sure. But there has to be a point where just basic human decency and morality has to come in. If you're going to have her in the house, why did it have to be so public? You didn't have to call the paparazzi. You didn't have to be out there in broad daylight. If you wanted her to come to the house, you could have snuck her in the way you snuck her in all the other times when Ariana was out of town and you guys had sex in the house. But now you just want to do it all out in the broad daylight? If you want to be with her, but there has to be a point where just human decency comes into play at some point in time. Let's keep going. Also up in the air are Sandoval and Raquel's roles on Pump Rules Season 11, which has yet to be renewed by Bravo. Producers are going to be floating different ideas to move forward, a source told Entertainment Tonight. Maybe an After the Storm way, focusing on Katie and Ariana sandwich shop, something about her, and going that route, not focusing on this drama. According to The Insider, Raquel's role is up in the air, while Sandoval's is a question mark. Ariana said that unless absolutely necessary, she won't film with Tom Sandoval. She stated her feelings at the reunion, and now it's time to untangle herself from Tom, the source explained. Producers also hope to show viewers how Tom Schwartz and Katie managed after the divorce and figure out a way to keep certain people happy. The Insider went on to say that taping the Pump Rules reunion felt sad, but a relief. Okay, this is the thing. Let's see here. When it comes to the direction of the show, there's a couple of questions there, right? So Vanderpump Rules, let's think about this. Either Vanderpump Rules continues to have the name Vanderpump Rules, but it lets go of the premise that it's about people working at SUR, and that's the central hub of everything. And they just say, no, we're still going to call it Vanderpump Rules. We're not going to change the name. It's not going to be a new show, but the premise is now different. You know, these people are now in their 30s. Some are in their 40s. They're opening businesses. They're divorcing. They're marrying. They're whatever the case is. This is just the new premise of the show. And now it's really just about like these groups of friends and moving forward. Or they have to get like some sort of spinoff to do the OGs, or they need to introduce a genuine, authentic, younger cast that actually is around the hub of SUR and all of that. And that's what makes it Vanderpump Rules. I'm okay either way. Like, I think that I would be fine with them letting go of the premise that it's about, you know, a young group of struggling kids trying to make it in LA who happen to work at SUR with Lisa Vanderpump, under Lisa Vanderpump's, you know, guidance. I think it's okay to sort of let that go. You know, I think it's okay to let that go. But they're going to have to really let it go and not still try to have Charlie in like one scene every other episode of her folding napkins to still make the show appear like it has anything to do with SUR. Because at this point, the show has nothing to do with SUR, other than the fact that these people used to work there. I think the most strategic thing for them to do would be to just let the premise of SUR go. Just have Lisa Vanderpump come in. They can still go to SUR. They can still go to the restaurants, but let her just come in and just have her be sort of like the matriarch of the group, you know? Show more of the Vegas stuff. You know, Pump might be closing down soon anyway. SUR is still there, but Villa Blanca's gone. But she's opening more stuff in Vegas. You know, let the whole SUR thing go. And then we can fully invest in the new storylines. Like, I do want to know. I want to see Katie date. I want to see Katie date. I want to see Lala date. You know, I want to see what's going to happen with Sheena and Brock. You know, are they going to stay happy or crack's going to come? I hope they stay happy. I want to see what's going to happen with that, right? Are they going to film in Palm Springs? Lala said she would love for them to film in Palm Springs, because as we all know, that's where her and Sheena actually live. They have apartments in LA where they come to shoot and film and stay when they're working, but they actually live in Palm Springs. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. What does that look like? You know, young mommies, you know, what does that look like? I would love to see that. I want to see what's going to happen with something about her. I want to see Ariana date. I want to see her healing journey. You know, is she going to be in therapy? Do we get to see some of the sessions? Is she going to date women? Is she going to date men? Is she going to date both? What's going to happen with that? I think that there's a lot of juicy stuff to see, but I think that they need to just let go of the original premise that it's about these young, struggling people working at SUR. And I think that's okay. I don't think we need spinoffs. I don't think we need a new crop of people. I think we just need to let the premise go. It also would be a lot more cost effective too than having to go cast all new people and do all that stuff. All right, but put it down below. Let me know what you guys think, okay? All right, and then it says Tom Sandoval was combative. Raquel didn't say much off camera, and it is so exhausting, they shared. But as draining as it was, everyone was really supportive and caring and got their crap out, but with the heads held high. Sandoval was ultimately contrite, and most didn't like. Raquel came across like Sandoval loved her more than Ariana. Well, I think that Sandoval is more in lust with you right now, but I don't think he loved you or her. To burst your bubble, babe. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about all this? What do you think about just letting go of the whole Sir thing and just let Lisa Vanderpump be the matriarch and then follow these people genuinely in their lives at what stage they're in their life? What do you think about Jax Taylor saying, you know what? Bravo could press charges against little Rachel Raquel because she spilled all the beans when she was under contract. What do you think about everything that we've learned about the reunion, the two people fighting and how everybody's going against Tom and Raquel and him being defensive and all of that? This is the thing. I do think that they filmed the reunion too early. I would have loved to see whatever they filmed in, like, after the next episode. I would love to see that footage because I think that's about as far as we're going to get with actual new information and new tea, and have it be a mid-season reunion. And then finish out the rest of the episodes and then film an end of the season reunion. Just because of the timing of everything, how the Sandoval broke when they weren't filming and they had to pick cameras back up and all of this stuff. I feel by the time we actually watch it, which I think is going to be like in May, it's going to be so old by then. Everything's going to be so old and stale by then that it's not even going to matter that Rachel Raquel spilled the beans because it's going to be so old. Okay. Now, before we go on to our next story, you know what to do. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share, and join our newsletter. It is free in the description box. All right, you guys. So with that, let's move on to our next story. All right. So this one is all about Ariana dissing the hell out of Tom, his new performance with his band. It was a free show. And what he said, because he is really apparently thinking that infamy is better than not being talked about. He's really about it. And then also, Ariana is in talks to join Dancing with the Stars. She is dipping it. She is doing it. She is living her best life. Okay? Let's get into it. Ariana Madix, Shayna Shea, and Katie Maloney enjoyed a girls' night out in Hollywood on Friday, where they shaded Ariana's ex-boyfriend Tom Sandoval as he performed with his band, Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras in nearby Montclair. Amid rumors claiming Ariana will be featured as a celebrity contestant on the upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars, Sandoval faced backlash from fans as he performed shirtless, although insiders suggested he didn't mind the hate. In a series of posts shared by Bravo Snarkside on Instagram, and that's what's on the screen, a video was seen of Sandoval being taunted with Ariana chants. However, it was also noted amid the cries of love for his ex, Sandoval's ego was fully intact. In another post shared by Bravo Breaking News on Instagram, a Reddit account of Sandoval's performance was seen. It says, I didn't personally go, but I'm part of a Facebook group in which a few people went to the Tom Sandoval and the Most Extra show last night, which, by the way, it was free, okay? It was his first show since the night the scandal broke. That's not true. He had a show in Anaheim 3 days after, remember? Remember the news broke on like that Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday he went to Anaheim? And don't forget Kristen Doty said on that guy Nick's podcast that allegedly that night he had sex with a fangirl. So this is not his first gig since the scandal broke. And I actually think he's had more gigs since then than this one. Anyway, let's keep going. And by all accounts, he's loving this, the Redditor stated. He referred to himself as the artist formerly known as Sandoval and thanked the crowd for the high ratings of season 10. I mean, can we say scumbag, delusional, weirdo? Okay, now this is a photo. This is an old photo of them together, but this is a photo of Ariana, Katie, and Sheena the same exact night when they're out having like their girls' night and stuff, okay? Here we go. Let's get back to it. Amid Sandoval's show, Ariana and the Pump Rules castmates were caught chanting F Tom during emo night in Hollywood. According to a report from Daily Mail on April 9th, Ariana, Sheena, and Katie were seen on stage at the event where Ariana threw her middle fingers in the air as she enjoyed time with friends. That's what's on the screen. Even Emo Night founder TJ gave the ladies a shout out as he said, God, he wishes he was as cool as these girls, seemingly in reference to Sandoval, whose affair with Raquel was exposed just over a month. During their time on stage, Ariana, Sheena, and Katie sang along to Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone and the All-American Rejects' Gives You Hell while wearing black sweatshirts that read, Every Night is VPR Night. Cute merch. As for Ariana's potential role in Dancing with the Stars, she's expected to be featured on season 32, which premieres this September. ABC is in the late-stage conversations with Ariana to be a contestant to join Dancing with the Stars this fall, an insider confirmed to Page Six on April 9th. Ariana has already received all of the approvals and sign-offs from NBC Universal. Now, I think this would be great. She's booked and busy. She just got back from filming the Lifetime movie with Megan Good. Now she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. Like, I think that she, you know what she should do that would really get Tom back good? She should sing. I've never heard her sing, but word on the street, she has a really, really good singing voice. She should drop an album. Like her and James Kennedy, they should do a single together. What are the cool kids call it? An LP, an EP, whatever. They should drop a single together. That would be so cool. And then have her sort of like play at Coachella or something like that, That would be really cool. And that would get him so good because he kept wanting to, steal her thunder and steal her shine and steal the attention from her. So I'm really happy that she is out there and she is dipping it and she is doing it, So shout out to her. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about Tom Sandoval out here doing the absolute most, feeling himself? It's like the delusion of it all. Like literally, it's like the delusion of it all. Boy, bye. You're not Freddie Mercury. You're not Mick Jagger. You're not Johnny Depp. Thank God he got rid of his mustache. That's the only thing that is really on point here. Other than that, like, please go away, sir. Please go away. It's disgusting. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And what do you think about Ariana's glow up? I'm here for it. I think she's doing great. So with that, you guys, and stick around my candy canes. I'm going to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. But before I do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, and join our newsletter. It's linked down below, and it is 100% free. So with that, you guys, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat, but no pressure. And then we can go over some of your candy cane questions and comments. All right. Hi, Eileen. She says, hi, everyone. Hey, sweetheart.